Hello everyone. Today we're gonna talk about the Threadiverse. I think it's called the Threadiverse. It's not quite clear to me yet. Basically, what are the Reddit alternatives which are emerging right now after Reddit started kind of imploding and a lot of people are leaving. So basically, kbin and Lemmy. So a little bit about backstory with me and Reddit. I joined Reddit in 2006 already, but I've mostly done it just to hog the username because I like my short Gina username. And then I didn't use it until I think 3 years ago, when I started using it, and I basically just used the application which they offer and the website. So I never even knew that there are third-party apps available. Anyway, because I'm an old-school indie web guy, I really want to own my own content. So I was then looking into it when Lemmy was showing up as an alternative. I was looking into it, what it is, and so on. And today I want to just show you around a little bit and explain it how it works. So let's see. I posted on my Lemmy instance this post where I explain why I have installed this instance. Basically, the backstory which I told you a little, then why this instance. So yeah, you know, I'm a old school indie web guy, and this page in the wiki explains it quite well, that basically every community or not community, every application which you use which you don't own, they basically close. And here is a long list of all the applications or websites which closed, where people were pouring in a lot of data and then they closed it. So that's the main reason. So I want to own what I'm writing, so all the comments on the posts and so on, but I still want to be connected with everyone else. So that's where this whole thing with the Threadiverse comes in. So both Lemmy and kbin, which are the most prolific ones, they work in the same way as Mastodon and as PeerTube work with ActivityPub. But what they do is that they look a little bit different, because they kind of look and work like Reddit, where you have different communities. Like here are the communities I'm subscribed to, and then you can post like a post, either a link or a normal post where you post it into this community, and then like here for example, and then people can upvote it and they can comment on it. So that's the basic premise of Lemmy or kbin. So let's see. Let me show you like a small part of my own Threadiverse, a part of the servers which I'm federating with. So this one is my instance. It's just one active user, and I only have one community here. The one which I showed you, communities, Jemmy Media Meta, where I basically just post stuff for myself. So, or if I want to talk just about this instance, but I'm the only user on this instance anyway. So mostly nobody reads this stuff. It's mostly for me. So, and then I also federate together with Lemmy.merl, They have about 9,000 active users. I always put here the numbers from last week, basically. So I think the users who wrote something last week, then those users are active, basically. So that's what the numbers are. So they have 9,000 active users, and they have communities like self-hosted, no stupid questions, mildly infuriating. You can see that some of them are basically copies from Reddit, but other ones are more like Fediverse specific. Then I'm also federating with a German server, which is fedit.de. They have here Deutschland, which is Germany, Ask Fedit, Board Games, Vegan, Germany, Austria, Coffee, Fediverse, and a fun community which I only found here on the Fediverse. I don't know why I didn't see it in Reddit, but dads. I'll show you around in that community later. It's very small, but for me as a new dad, it's very fun to be a part of it. Then another just random server, Shit Just Works, basically. They have around 1,000 active users. They have stuff like BattleBots, NASCAR, cybersecurity, games, Philadelphia, cats. Oh, and you can see also that there are different communities which have. So here, Lemmy.world has cat pics. Shit Just Works has cats, and so on. So you might see the same community on different servers. And then another big one which I'm federating with is Beehive, which has 2,500 active users, and they have quite good quality communities like disability and accessibility, technology, science, nature and gardening, news, programming, people of color, and so on. And they are a server which really tries to be quite clean in comparison to the other servers where they have completely open, so everybody can create a user here, but for Beehive you need to explain why you need it, basically. And mine has completely closed because I don't want to host anyone else. It's just my one user instance, exactly like what I'm doing with Mastodon. This one is also a one user instance. So those are the main servers which I'm talking to, basically. And I wanted to just show you around how it looks like. So let's go to my instance, and I will just go through some things which I think are interesting if you've never used, in this case, Lemmy. So you can see here the posts to all which I'm subscribed, all communities I'm subscribed to. And then you can sort them in hot, active, new, and so on. I see myself quite often switching to new because there's not as much content obviously as on Reddit. So that's why not so much bubbles up automatically, and the algorithms are not that sophisticated compared to Reddit either. But yeah, hot and active. I'm not quite sure either how exactly those work, so I would need to look into the source code. My guess is that active is with a lot of new comments. So you can see here, since I looked at this one last time, there are 250 new comments. So yeah, and then you can basically see like if someone adds a picture here, then you can upvote it. You can click on it, basically on the topic, then you get to the full one, and then you can post comments here. You write your comment, select the language, and post it. Basically, I will not post it right now. And basically you have here the link to the original instance, because I was browsing this post via my own instance, so that's how you use it. You don't go to the original instance, but instead ActivityPub pulls in everything you've subscribed to, so you can see it on your own. And then you can read the comments, you can reply to comments, you can also upvote or downvote comments. Yeah, stuff like you're used to from Reddit, basically. The most difficult part of it is, I guess, the federation, and especially finding those communities. So basically, how do I find those communities which I subscribe to here? It's not super easy because you don't know which servers are there and which communities. But there are some cool people who are working on something like that. Sadly, it's a different website. It's not built into the search here. So normally you would think that, oh, okay, I go to search and I just search for, let's say, communities, and then technology, and then I can find the communities. But this only works with the communities which your instance already have seen. So either that someone subscribed to them or searched for them or something like that. But if you have a completely new instance, then obviously this one is completely empty. So how do you find anything? Basically, you go to lemmyverse.net. That's one of those examples, and here you can then search for instances. So I have all the instances here, or even better, for communities. So let's see, I want for example to find a Swedish community. Then I just write Sverige here, and then I can look, and they show like the link to it, which you will need to subscribe, and then how many subscribers it has, how many posts it has, comments, and active users this week, basically. So you can see, especially Sweden is very, very, very low on active users. But when we, like here, technology, we have 5,000 active users this week. Or Ask Lemmy is also 4.4, and so on. So it really depends on the topic. So this way you can find your community. But obviously not everything is super nice and so on. There are still a lot of bugs. I want to show you one of those bugs, which I commented here, how to find communities from other instances. So basically I wrote it down how I do it right now. It's a workaround because it's not working very well. As I showed you, the search, community and search doesn't really work very well. So what I do is, let's say I find this here, or what is fun here. Let's find a community for jokes. Okay, so programmer humor. It's nice that it's PHP logo, but programmer humor. So basically what you do is you copy this name of this, which is the name at and then the server. Then you go to yours and you search for it. The problem is now that when you click search, it will say no results, and it will still stay like this. Sometimes after some time something shows up here, but most of the time it looks like it is. But when you've done this, and then the server does a bunch of stuff in the background, but there's a bug that it doesn't show anything. But you can go to communities now and go to all, and then you can actually see it often here at the bottom, and then you finally can subscribe. But it also depends a lot on which server you are trying to subscribe to, because right now Lemmy.ml it's quite overloaded, so this happens a lot. It's another bug, I guess, especially with overloaded ones where it says subscribe pending and it will never resolve itself. So what you need to do is click on this yellow button and then try to subscribe again. And normally it would change here to subscribed, but it doesn't. If we, for example, reload, then it says again subscribe pending. So let's try a different from a different server. Here, programmer humor programming dev instead, just to show you how it can work normally. But again, here the same, no results. Go to communities, switch to all, and then programmer humor, and click subscribe. And now you are subscribed. So programmer humor, you are now joined to this one, and you can see here all the posts. And one more thing, in the beginning when you subscribe the first time, everything is 0 comments and so on. This is only on your instance. In the original one, when we click on this link here, you can see that it has some upvotes and comments and so on. So this is on the original Lemmy world. This will change over time. This is a lot of data which the server needs to get, and mostly it gets it from now on it will get all the updates. Over time it also fills up this data here, so even in the past you will get this information, but just be aware of it, that the first time you get something, it looks like it. But over time, you can see here, you get all the new stuff and the upvotes and so on. There are a lot of bugs still. It's really new software, and they had like 1,000 users before this happened with Reddit, and now suddenly they have like 27,000 users or something like that. Which sounds little, but for such a platform, I would say it's right now we have the critical mass to survive. I think they've been writing about this in one post. Let me see if I can find it. It's not so easy to find. Yeah, I cannot find it now very quickly, but they've been writing that they are very overwhelmed. and they asked people to help each other out, setting up new instances and so on. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention also that what you see here is only those big instances which host a lot of good communities. There's a ton of small instances, 1 person, 5 person, 10 people, which don't host any communities, like mine basically. But they still can talk to everyone else, like I showed you in here. Okay, I think I will end this video here, but stay tuned because I will be making more videos about this Threadiverse with Lemmy and kbin and so on, because it's growing quite fast and it's quite fun to be a part of it. You should try it out yourself, especially if you're already on PeerTube or Mastodon. Theoretically, you could subscribe to those communities, but I think it's better UI to just go on one of those Lemmy or kbin instances and check it out for yourself there. Okay, thanks and see you soon.